These are the Morel Virtus 6.5-inch two-way component speakers. They're super, they're sexy, Morel's been making them for a while. It's a pretty cool box. Morel came out with a different version of these. These are a standard size speaker, which we're going to take a look at. But they also came out with these guys, the Virtus Nano Carbons. These are those super sexy, really small, tiny, thin, and they're coming in a 6.5 two-way component. Now both of these are available in a three-way. And what we want to do today is take the classic Virtus speaker and compare it in performance to the new Virtus Carbon Nano speaker to see how similar they are. So this isn't which one sounds better, because these things sound amazing. We want to see if these sound as good as these. I know, right? But before we do that, let's unbox them, show you what they look like so we can get a visual of what we're going to be listening to in the end of the video here. Let's take a look at what comes in each one of the boxes. First up is going to be the Virtus 602s. Expecting the box just to see what kind of information we have on it. Model number, nothing on the bottom. Open the top, get you this nice black insert. And then we get to the goodies themselves. The speakers come with these metal grills. The 6-inch themselves, as you can see, it's quite a unique design. The tweeters come with an angled mount. The tweeters themselves are the MT120s. Removing the cardboard insert will get us to the rest of the stuff that these come with. We have two crossovers. Morel always has a really nice design on their crossovers. And then we have a bag of installed parts located here. There is a speaker cup that has this unique eyeball shaped design that is thicker on one side than the other, so when you mount it into the door it acts to direct the sound. Metal brackets to go onto the back. A second set of smaller angle mounts. Two really tiny Morel logos to stick onto the grill. There's two bags of screws, one for the tweeter, one for the mid-range, and then some speaker terminals. These are the Virtus Nano Carbon 62s. This is the new style box. 45th anniversary, has the gold, has the big picture of the speaker on it. Flipping it around, there's not much to see other than the part number here. Some of the awards that it received are on here as well. Opening up the box, foam, stickers, owner's manuals, more foam, the Morel card. This is for your warranty. First up at the top are two tweeters. The tweeter inside is the MT120N. The Nano mount is a little bit different. It is more a conventional, goes into the whole flush look. Two passive crossovers. Bag of parts. There's two bags of speaker terminals. And then there is an angle mount. There again, slightly different than the Virtus. They have these little rubber pieces that are designed to go onto the back of them like this, which is to help fill gaps if the surface has a little bit of contour to it. There is the metal back brackets for this mount here. Two bags of screws and some sticky tack for this grill. These are the Virtus Carbon Nanos. Oh my gosh, they're so skinny. The grills just kind of stick on the top. This is a more conventional style grill. This is a redesign. This is actually the second version of this speaker. The first one had the standard grill that comes with the regular Virtus, but as people started using these, they figured out that where these are going, this mesh grill looks a little nicer and is a bit more robust, because a lot of these are going into like kick panels and places where speakers can get touched, and a more complete grill was in order for it. Let's compare each of the pieces together and see what makes them similar and different. We'll compare the tweeters first. The most obvious visual cue of they're a little different is the grill. The regular Virtus has the smaller hole mesh style grill, whereas the Nanos have the Lotus style grill with the Morel logo cut into the metal. It's actually a really sexy touch the way they cut this into the metal as opposed to just a sticker on top. Now as far as model number goes, the main difference between the two is the N, and the N stands for narrow. The speaker that comes with the carbon, naturally just going with the theme of the speaker, needs to be a little bit smaller in stature than the regular 120. Other than that, they're very similar, and the similarities would be they're both 1.1 inch silk soft dome tweeters with the AccuFlex coating on top. The AccuFlex coating is designed to make the tweeter more rigid. Now, as far as manufacturing goes, as you can see, the end is a little shallower than the regular. That has to do with this added black basket here that's been removed for this. The regular 120 also has this protective grill on top if you're mounting it without the mesh grill, whereas the end does not. In order to keep this tucked in, they don't have that, and if you're going to use a grill, you're just going to be using the Lotus grill that goes on it. Now, as far as the specifications go for each one, which is on the back of the tweeter, which is really nice, these are 80 watt 4 ohm 90 dB with a frequency response of 1.8K all the way up to 2200. Taking a look at the two crossovers, over here on the right hand side is where Morel likes to put their part numbers, and this is the MXR 200.4. This is the MXR 200.4. They're the same crossovers that come with both of the speakers. Now, the part number kind of describes one of the features about the crossover, which is MXR, which stands for Total Component Integration for Carefully Refined Acoustic Performance. If you've ever had the opportunity to take a look at one of these, Morel crossovers are sexy. The components inside are super nice. As you see over here on this side, there is a tweeter attenuation between 0 and ±2. There's a lot of things that are very similar on these speakers, and I feel we'll just start with talking about those. First one that we see is a rubber surround. They both have it. It's beautiful. Next is going to be the voice coil. Inside of here you can see that blue stripe. That is the 2.1 inch Hexatech voice coil. The speaker here on the back side, you can also, you can't really see it, but you can see how big it's got to be, is a 2.1 inch Hexatech voice coil. Cone material is going to be slightly different. This uses a treated paper cone. This uses a dome carbon fiber sandwich cone. As you can see, this is the dome shape they're referring to. It does stick out just a little bit. The basket on the regular Virtus is made out of steel, and it's called a unified chassis compact design. It is all one piece. The magnet is attached to the back. The magnet is actually mounted inside. It is a vented design, and then the magnet itself is what they call DMM. That stands for double ferrite rear vented. The basket on the Nano is made out of aluminum, uses this 3-spoke design, which looks very similar to, let's say, a squish version of the hybrids. It also has a vented design, and then the magnet structure in this is Neo to keep it compact. The question would be, how deep is this speaker? And it's a 0.7 inches. That's it. That's all we have. And that is what leads a lot of people to have speculation as far as like this is going to put out more mid-bass than this. And that would bring us to some of the specifications about these speakers. They're both 4 ohm. This has a power handling of 120. This power handling is 100. They're both 88 dBs of efficiency. This has a frequency response of 65 to 4000. This has a frequency response of 50 to 5500. Now, looking at all this information that we have about them, they're very similar, but appearance is definitely what makes them different. And like you, I'm equally excited to get these into an enclosure, AB between the two, and really hear, like, for myself, is there a big difference? I'm not one to speculate, so let's just get over to the listening side, and then you guys can decide how similar they sound to one another. Now, I do strongly recommend putting on some nice headphones so that you can hear the difference between the two. That's about it. Let's take a listen. We have the 2 pairs of Virtus here, and they're behind grills because, well, we really don't want you to see them yet. The bottom one is A, the top one is B. What we're going to do is we're going to play 5 tracks. We're going to play a minute of each track, switching between A and B. We'll start with A, naturally, and then we'll reset the track and we'll go to B. In the end, you can decide, do they sound the same? Do they sound different? What were the differences? And let us know in the comments because we'd really like to know. Let's get started. this is B. Alright, that was a smooth jazz track. Alright, this is going to be our pop track.
Some sort of pain, you caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
Speaker B.
Some sort of pain, you caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
Alright, this track is going to be our dance track. So get up and boogie. B. Alright, this track is just a funky jazz track. Ooh, yeah. B. Alright, this next track was described to us as a rock track. However, I really don't think it is, but it's got some really nice sound to it, so let's have it a go. Speaker B. Alright guys, for this bonus track, we are going to play it really loud and take the microphone up into clipping. We want to do this so that we can just really rail on these things. So any distortion here is not coming from the speakers, it is coming from the microphone. If you want to skip this part, go right ahead. And then on the back side of this, we will be pulling off the grills to let you know which one is which. Let's go. We'll start with A. B. Back to A. Alright guys, we hope you really enjoyed this test. Now for the big reveal to see which one is which. Fernando, why don't you take this side and I will take that side.
And the door number one we have...
Alright guys, so there you go. What you have is the Virtus Carbon Nano located here on the bottom, and the regular Virtus is mounted on the top. For those of you guys that guessed correctly, good job! Let us know in the comments what you thought. The idea of this whole test was there should be almost no difference in mid-bass performance out of these because, well, there shouldn't be. They did a really awesome job making this speaker, and it's 0.7 inches deep. Holy crap, I know. Pretty crazy. You guys have a good day as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.